What's going on, everybody? It's your boy MIKEYDOOD back at it again with another Roblox Piggy video, and in this vid, guys, we are going to be discussing all of the leaks and all of our predictions for Chapter 10, which should be coming out in a few weeks. Now, before we continue, guys, I did want to remind you to not be like one of the 73% of people that watch my videos that aren't already part of the Mikey Mob. Like, what the heck are you doing, guys? Wake up and join the family, and also don't forget to use the best star code out there, code Mikey, whenever you're purchasing Robux and Premium. Now, before we actually jump into the official leaks from Minitoon himself, I did want to showcase this brand new item inside of the avatar shop, which you guys can actually purchase for 100 Robux, called the Piggy Got You. And as you can tell, it's made by another Roblox Piggy YouTuber, Nightfox, and he has actually created the weird Piggy Trap that we actually saw inside of Chapter 9, and instead of actually trying it on, I'm definitely going to be spending a little bit of Robux on that, so let's head on over to our avatar and check out what this brand new item looks like. And not gonna lie, guys, this might be one of my favorite traps inside of Piggy, so the fact that you can actually rock it with your Roblox character makes it that much more cooler. But oh my goodness, guys, are we gonna load? Come on, this Piggy's taking forever. Ah, there we have it, guys, the brand new Piggy Trap, which is awkwardly on our neck. Oh my goodness, guys, let me know what you think of this. But with that being said, guys, let's jump into the first official leak that Minitoon has revealed for Chapter 10. Now, as you guys know, with the release of Chapter 9 docs, Mr. Minitoon did announce that he was taking a few weeks break for vacation just because he's been working so hard on Roblox Piggy, and not gonna lie, guys, Mr. Minitoon definitely deserves it. But a few days ago, guys, he actually released the very first clue for Chapter 10, which was, of course, the emoji hints he normally does for each chapter. Now, as you can see, guys, the 4 emojis he's included for Chapter 10, the very first one is some sort of mountain range with snow on top, the second emoji is a group of houses, the third emoji is a target, and last but not least, guys, the fourth emoji is the purple hat. Now, if we take a closer look at the very first emoji, a ton of the Piggy community has basically come to the conclusion that Chapter 10 is going to be the snow map we saw inside of the Piggy Book 2 official trailer, as well as this scene right here where Pony is trotting through the snow. Now, if you guys have any other predictions, let me know, but pretty much what I got, guys, is that the first emoji is confirming that Chapter 10 is going to be the snow map. Now, I have a little bit of an issue with the second emoji because I'm not 100% sure on what it means. It might be pointing to the official trailer where we saw a few houses inside of the snow, but as you can see, guys, this kind of looks like a neighborhood, so this might be the military base that has moved up north from Doveport, but we really don't know what these houses mean. I definitely think something is going to be going down inside of Chapter 10. Now, the third emoji is where things get a little bit more interesting. This target actually means, I don't know, guys, does that mean that we have a target on our back where we are forced to choose between Willow and Tigry? It can literally mean anything. It can even mean that someone is targeting someone else. So whether that be Willow trying to betray us or Tigry making the decision to leave us behind, I really don't know what this third emoji is. Let me know your predictions down in the comments. And of course, guys, the fourth emoji, last but not least, is the purple hat. Now, a few people immediately thought that this was going to be some sort of sign that Mrs. P or Mr. P will be coming back, since they are purple potatoes now ever since the skin update. So I'm not 100% sure on what this fourth emoji will mean either, but my final conclusion before Chapter 10 is actually released is that we might be seeing an appearance from Mr. P as well as Mrs. P. Now, if we take a closer look at the next Chapter 10 leak from Minitoon's Twitter, he actually included this quote right here, and this is actually where things start to get interesting because this quote can relate to a few of the characters already inside of Piggy Book 2. Now, when I read this tweet for the very first time, I immediately thought of Mrs. P, the only character we haven't officially met that has played an important role in the story, because if you guys remember, Mr. P created some sort of potion slash cure for Mrs. P, but it ended up starting the whole entire infection with George Pig's family. So this might be the very first time we're meeting Mrs. P, possibly as an infected or possibly as a normal purple potato. I really don't know yet, and especially with the fourth emoji with the purple top hat, I think this is connected. But when I was actually reading this official tweet from Minitoon, I was reading some of the replies from some of you guys, and some of you have thought that this quote might be relating to you meeting William Wool or even Daisy, the main reason why Willow decided to team up with us. And of course, guys, we really don't know what's currently happening with William, Daisy, as well as the rest of the military that is working on the cure, but I have a small feeling this might might relate to that as well. Now let me know down in the comments on what you guys think this quote means. Do you guys think it's related to Mr. and Mrs. P, or do you guys think it's more focused on the Piggy Book 2 characters between Willow, Tigery, and maybe even Pony? Now speaking of all of those characters, guys, we also have to talk about some of the characters we have yet to meet in the remaining 3 chapters for Piggy Book 2. Now, the very first person I did want to focus on was none other than Willow's little brother, William, who has been missing ever since the infection has started. So I really don't know if William's going to be making an appearance in chapter 10, but if he does, guys, my main question for you is, do you guys think he's going to be infected, or do you guys think he's going to be a-okay and there will be some sort of cute reunion between Willow and William? I really don't know, guys, but the next character actually directly involves William, none other than Daisy Donkey, the reason why William Wolf decided to move up north and find Daisy. Now, I know Daisy is a part of the military. She got recruited in one of the cutscenes we saw, but we really don't know what the military is working on right now, guys. The only other information we know is that Kona Clipspringer told us that the military moved up north because the infection started to run over their entire military base. Now, another character that we might actually be meeting is someone that we saw all the way in chapter 1 alleys, and there was actually a pretty cool prediction from Discussing Piggy on Twitter that says, I predict that Leo, or a reference to Leo, may show up in this chapter. One of the emoji hints was a mountain. It's entirely possible for Leo to be a mountain lion, in which would still follow the alliteration rule, Leo, lion, etc. But as you guys remember, inside of chapter 1, one of the buildings was actually called Leo's Laundromat, and if you guys know Minitoon, he wouldn't have labeled it that unless there was a very important detail. So this might have been an Easter egg that has been in front of our face ever since chapter 1, but we might be finding out who Leo is, especially with chapter 10 being the third to last chapter that's still to be released. Now, another theory made by Discussing Piggy was focusing on the snow map right here. As you can see, it says Book 2 Chapter 10 prediction. I predict that the map will be the snowy forest seen in the Book 2 trailer. Robbie accompanies us downstairs and probably helps us get to the bunker that's also seen in the trailer where Pony looks at. Reasoning in the thread below. So if you guys want to actually read this, it will be linked down in the description. But overall, guys, I definitely think chapter 10 will be inside of the snow area, whether that's Kona's laboratory or some sort of military bunker. Something is going to be going down in the snow, so hopefully you guys brought your gloves. Now, going back to the original quote tweet that Minitoon posted, one of the replies from the Piggy community was this right here, made by 1M_O, and he replied, he says, we are going to meet an old character, and you guys can see those emojis, guys. He's very surprised, and what's very interesting is that Minitoon didn't actually reply to this tweet directly, but instead, he just hit it with a fat like button. So what I'm thinking, guys, is that in chapter 10, we might be meeting a character for the very first time that we might have seen before, but even this question follows the same exact idea that Mrs. P might be in chapter 10, where we'll be meeting an old character, but technically, guys, it will be the very first time we're going to be meeting her in person. Now, before we wrap things up, guys, I did want to show you guys that Minitoon did give us a tentative release date for chapter 10, and as you can see from this reply to Antics, he said that he's coming back from vacation on the 11th and getting back to work on Piggy on the 12th. And the second tweet I did want to showcase was this right here, and Antics asked him, well, I hope you had a very good break. You need it here and there. Do you know when you're aiming for? 2 weeks time after you arrive, or not sure yet? And Minitoon right here says 2 weeks as per usual. Expect long cutscenes as well for each upcoming chapter. Now, if we take a closer look, guys, if Minitoon is actually coming back on the 12th, he's going to be working on it for around 2 weeks. So that gives us around the last weekend of July to the first weekend of August for the release date of chapter 10, tentatively around July 30 or 31st. So expect that to happen very, very soon, guys. Honestly, I'm marking my calendars right now for the release of this chapter because we are definitely going to get a ton of answers concerning some of the old characters we still have questions about. But before we wrap up today's video, guys, don't forget to join the Mikey Mob down below. Leave all of your theories down in the comments, and I'll be reading literally every single one, guys, because I'm super excited for this next chapter. But also don't forget to use the best star code out there, code Mikey, whenever you're purchasing Robux and Premium. We'll see you guys in the next Roblox video. Have a fantastic day, and goodbye, everybody.